Well, hopefully you enjoyed your lunch. You should all try that. Getting announced like that is quite invigorating, I'll tell you. Well, first of all, I hope you enjoyed your lunch. Hopefully you've enjoyed the summit so far. We've got a couple of really important events left and some great speakers still in front of us, and then some expert sessions to wrap up the day that we'll get into later. First of all, I'd like to thank our sponsors. Before that, please silence your cell phones. This is all being video recorded, and I think that's an important point as well. A lot of folks have asked about PowerPoint presentations from all the sessions. Most of the presentations and most of the videos from many of our speakers will be available on the website in a few weeks. So you can check out georgialogistics.com to download those. We'd like to thank our sponsors. If you look at your tables in front of you, you've got some trifold material there as well as in your program. This wouldn't be possible without our sponsors. We wouldn't be able to offer this at the low cost that we do and bring everybody together if it wasn't for our great sponsors. I won't go through them all, but we've got a wide range of sponsors that have provided everything from us, from bottled water to different things throughout the day. Manhattan Associates, who I hadn't mentioned yet, providing our Wi-Fi access. Hopefully you've taken advantage of that. A lot of great sponsors. Hopefully you've gotten a chance to network and talk to them all out there. I strongly encourage you to. One of the things I'd like to do is, the summit is a great example, a showcase, if you will, for what my group does, the Georgia Center of Innovation for Logistics, does every year. Certainly not at this scale. We work with companies every day, thousands every year, help them to connect, compete, and grow. Help them understand the complexities that are going on in logistics and move forward, go after new customers, adopt new technologies, do things not just faster but better. And we do that with companies throughout the state of Georgia. So if you're one of those companies we've worked with, thank you. If you're not, we'd love to work with you in the future. It's a free service that the state of Georgia and the Department of Economic Development provides to help our companies here in our state. But we don't stop there. We also, not just logistics, but we have 6 strategic industries that the Department of Economic Development, the state of Georgia, and the Centers of Innovation are focused on. They are agriculture, aerospace, life sciences, and IT, energy technologies, and manufacturing, and of course, logistics and supply chain. I've got a few examples. If we could just roll the video, instead of me just droning on about the companies we worked with, we put together a couple-minute little compilation video for you. If you could roll that video, please.
We're in the midst of a business revolution that's changing faster than ever before. It's impacting how companies connect, compete, and grow. In Georgia, the Centers of Innovation help over 1,500 companies each year be more competitive by delivering industry-specific expertise, research collaboration, and access to a network of resources.
So the Center of Innovation, they've shown us doors that we didn't know existed and have also helped us open doors that we may have seen but weren't able to get through.
They facilitated the conversations, got us a contact inside GE, which ultimately led to our contract and ultimately led to the Thrush aircraft being the first plane worldwide to be certified with the new H-80 engine.
The center brings the people together to discuss the world's best practices, and it brings companies like us together to discuss the technology that's available.
The Center of Innovation has been a tremendous resource in education, providing data.
Helps us in industry to network with other professionals and gives us a good voice that we can speak collectively about freight and logistics in Georgia to make sure that we're able to take care of our customers.
Commercialization would have been difficult, if not almost impossible, without the help of the Centers of Innovation.
To a large extent, AREI owes its existence to the Georgia Center of Innovation and to the state of Georgia. I really am immensely grateful for what they've given.
From international enterprises to small-town startups, we'll help you take your business to the next level. Connect, compete, grow. Learn more at georgiainnovation.org.
Thank you. And as Important question for you, if just out of curiosity. Anybody know who that voice was? Anybody have an iPhone? That was the voice of Siri. Yeah, she actually does voiceovers if you're interested in hiring her to do voiceovers for your videos. So that was really the voice of Siri. And another correction, and this was done before Mark was promoted. Mark was now the Executive Vice President of Supply Chain and Product Development. It had the improper title up there, but we'll get that fixed for you, Mark. So, thank you. Now it's my great pleasure to welcome to our stage yet another sponsor. Again, I mentioned that we couldn't do this without the support of all of our sponsors and our friends from a wide range of companies. Our lunch sponsor for today is Arnold Gold & Gregory, and it's my great pleasure to welcome to the stage Scott Taylor, who's a partner with Arnold Gold & Gregory, who's going to introduce our keynote speaker, and then introduce Kevin Jones, our keynote speaker, and get us kicked off for the day. Please help me welcome Scott Taylor. It's a big stage, sorry.
Thank you, Paige. Good afternoon, everyone. As Paige said, my name is Scott Taylor. I'm a partner at the Atlanta law firm of Arnold Gold & Gregory. I'm the co-leader of our logistics and transportation team. It's great to see such a terrific turnout today. It makes me really proud, and I know our firm is proud and is honored to once again be a sponsor of the Georgia Logistics Summit. Our firm has been headquartered in Atlanta for approximately 65 years, and we've participated in the growth of the logistics and transportation industry in Atlanta and throughout the Southeast. Notably, in the 1970s, Arnold Gold & Gregory helped food distribution and marketing corporation Cisco to go public. Our firm has continued to be Cisco's primary legal advisor as the company has grown into the global leader of selling, marketing, and distributing food products. We've worked with Cisco on over 350 transactions, including its most recent one with US Foods. We're very proud of our role in Cisco's growth and success. Similarly, we've helped countless other companies of all sizes execute their growth plans by developing a deep understanding of their needs and of their industries. Arnold Gold & Gregory prides itself on being a one-stop shop for logistics and transportation companies, helping them to thrive in a challenging global marketplace and a complex regulatory environment by providing corporate, litigation, and compliance capabilities. Given the increase in mergers and acquisitions in the industry, our firm has organized a panel discussion this afternoon on selling a family-owned logistics business, and that will take place at 2:00 p.m. in room B402. Veteran business reporter Maria Saporta will be moderating the panel. It promises to be a fascinating exchange for any closely held business in this industry, which is seeing a lot of consolidation. We certainly hope to see you there. Now on to our main event. It is my distinct pleasure to introduce today our keynote speaker, Kevin Jones, who's the Vice President of Inbound Transportation for Walmart Stores Incorporated. Kevin has had a very impressive and varied career, and I very much enjoyed talking to him before we came into lunch today. Before joining Walmart, Kevin worked as a Vice President of Human Resources and Director of Recruiting and Training within the transportation industry. He joined Walmart in 1999 as a Regional Transportation Director. From there, he moved on to a position as the Senior Director of Logistics People, where he was responsible for human resources field support for Walmart's logistics division. From there, Kevin assumed the role of Divisional Vice President, Supply Chain for Division N, Northern Plains, and then most recently assumed his current role as Vice President of Inbound Transportation, where his responsibilities include carrier relations, strategy, grocery, general merchandise, and backhaul of products bound for Walmart stores and Sam's Clubs. Kevin is a graduate of the United States Military Academy at West Point with a degree in mechanical engineering, and prior to his civilian career, Kevin rose to the rank of major in the Field Artillery Branch of the U.S. Army. Kevin, we thank you for your service, and especially we thank you for taking your time to be here with us today and share your thoughts. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in giving a warm welcome to Kevin Jones.
Well, good afternoon. Oh, come on now, that's weak. Weak. I'm not going to ask you to do a Walmart chair, okay? Y'all know about the Walmart chair? Y'all want to do a Walmart chair? No, I'm just kidding. So, good afternoon. That's much better. Thank you for that great introduction. I am very happy to be here with you this afternoon. I've traveled quite a bit in the last 4 weeks after having lived the last 3 years in Minneapolis in the Northern Plains. I was talking to my boss earlier this week, and he said, let me get this right. So the last 4 weeks, you've been to West Palm Beach, Miami, San Diego, Orlando, and now you're going to Atlanta. That's right. My mama ain't raised no fool. So it's great to be here with you today in Atlanta. Y'all have had a little weather this year as well, though, right? But just let me get out of here and back to Bentonville, Arkansas, unscathed. So, any Walmart shoppers out there? All right. So, before I get into other comments, let me spend just a little bit of time talking about Walmart and introducing you to the company that I have grown to love over the last 15 years that is deeply committed to saving people money so they can live better. This is the real Walmart. So it all started back in 1962. Our founder, Sam Walton, opened the first Walmart store in Rogers, Arkansas. 1972, we went public on the New York Stock Exchange. If you had bought 100 shares of that stock in 1972, it'd be worth many millions today. 83, first Sam's Club opens in Midwest City, Oklahoma. First Supercenter in 1988 in Washington, Missouri. Our first international acquisition happened in 91, partnership in Mexico City. 2009, we actually surpassed $400 billion in annual sales. 2012, 20th anniversary, which brings us to 2014 in a concept called marketing ecosystem, and it's a concept that we believe is going to revolutionize the industry to some degree from a supply chain standpoint. If you think about the many different formats we have out there on the street right now, the Supercenter being our flagship, discount stores, Walmart Express, which is a concept that we have recently put out on the street. And this week, we just opened up a Walmart To Go, our first convenience store. And so Walmart is out there putting formats on the street that are serving our customers' needs every day. And it's the market ecosystem concept that's going to tie all those together from a supply chain standpoint. So our business model is pretty simple. We save people money so they can live better, and we do it by operating on an everyday low-cost basis, which leads to everyday low prices. We believe we do it with our productivity loop. So we operate for less, which means we can buy for less, which then translates into us selling for less, which then helps us grow sales, which helps us buy for less. So it's the productivity loop and the piece in productivity that drives this productivity loop. When you think about the supply chain and the things that we have to do to maximize efficiency, we participate in this productivity loop every day here at Walmart. Our three basic beliefs are very important to us: respect for the individual, service to our customer. The customer is always number one. We strive for excellence every day in everything that we do, and it's all built on a foundation of absolute integrity. These are the basic beliefs that our founder, Sam Walton, taught us that are very much alive today in our business as we operate across the world. So let's talk a little bit about the stores and the three divisions. So first, Walmart Inc. Last year, $473.1 billion in sales. So we're approaching the $500 billion mark. Over 10,000 retail units, 2.1 million associates worldwide. Primarily focusing on the customer, but doing things around charitable giving as an example. In 2012, our company and our foundation gave an average of $19 million each week in cash and in-kind contributions around the world, and that's more than $1 billion in the United States alone. We have campaigns where we've partnered with folks like the First Lady on fighting hunger. Last year, we made a $2 billion commitment to absolutely end hunger in America, and we've donated more than 150 trucks to food banks to help distribute the food. Walmart US, last year, $279.4 billion in sales, about 4,800 retail stores out on the street, 1.3 million associates. That in those stores, we see about 140 million customers weekly. Very, very strong associate base in Walmart US. 75% of our store management came up through the ranks, started as hourly associates, so we do a lot of promoting from within. This year, just like many other years, we will promote upwards of 160,000 associates during the course of the year. So I did a little research and got a couple stats for you on Georgia. So here in Georgia, we have 155 Walmart stores employing 53,168 associates, earning an average wage of $12.93 an hour. Our supplier spend in the state of Georgia is about $14.7 billion, and we support nearly 100,000 supplier jobs within the state of Georgia. Total giving, and this includes customer donations as well as what our associates have raised and what our foundation has matched. Last year, $41.8 million was donated in the state of Georgia. So pretty strong in terms of our partnership with Georgia. Sam's Club, $57.2 billion last year, 630 clubs. We've got 100 clubs internationally, and I'll talk about international here in a second. About 110,000 associates. An interesting stat, Sam's is the 4th largest food retailer in the United States. So we've got 23 Sam's Clubs here in the state of Georgia. And the earlier stats that I quoted included Sam's Club. And then there's Walmart International. So this is a fast-growing portfolio, piece of our business. Anybody venture a guess? How many countries is Walmart in now? Venture a guess. Anybody? Just yell it out. 20, close. 27 countries. So here's the stats. $136.5 billion last year. They surpassed the $100 billion mark. 6,107 retail units, 27 countries, including outside the United States, 900,000 associates. So here's how the global map looks. And so you can see the major countries on there. It doesn't include up there, or what's not listed are countries like Costa Rica, El Salvador, Ghana, Guatemala, Honduras, Nigeria, and Uganda as an example. The Walmart banner is alive globally. Our private fleet, a little bit about our private fleet, some statistics, 7,200 drivers in the fleet, a little over 5,900 tractors. There's the dry van count, the refrigerated count. There's 11,000 private fleet associates supporting the drivers out on the road. 700 million miles a year is what our drivers put out there, and they're doing it very, very safely. Last year, hauling over 4.5 million loads to our stores and clubs, and we're absolutely one of the safest fleets on the road. And so we consider our fleet to be a competitive advantage for us. And so when we talk about the complexities of a supply chain, We believe having the flexibility to use the fleet in ways that help us maximize efficiency is important, particularly given things like the weather we just went through, right? Having the fleet there obviously is a competitive advantage for us because we don't have to rely as much on third-party carriers to ensure our success. So Mr. Walton said it, if we work together, we'll lower the cost of living for everyone. We'll give the world an opportunity to see what it's like to save and have a better life. And that quote comes from a speech he gave in 1992, just months before his untimely death, as he was awarded the Medal of Freedom by the then President George H. Bush. And it's become our mantra, our mission, our vision, and it's what we then live by. So a couple corporate initiatives that I just want to talk about very quickly. And purposefully, this one is first, ensuring opportunities for veterans. This is, of the many, many, many things we do at Walmart, this is probably the initiative that I'm most proud of as a veteran, having served 22 years for our great country. But it's this initiative last year that Bill Simon announced where we will offer a job to any honorably discharged veteran within their first 12 months off active duty. We project in the next 5 years we'll hire more than 100,000 veterans, and I'm very proud to announce that to date, since that announcement Memorial Day last year, we've hired 34,000 veterans that are now proud Walmart associates. We clearly realize that every returning veteran does not want to work in retail, but every veteran who does will absolutely have a place to go here at Walmart. So next, I'd like to talk a little bit about the focus on women in our business and women leaders. You can see the stats and the progress that we've made on this journey, increasing that market manager presence, which is the level just above store management, 94% increase in the last few years. Store managers, that population has increased 39%, co-managers 119%. Women represent 57% of our workforce. So clearly, we're making significant progress in that space. Talk about the Global Women's Economic Empowerment Initiative that we announced a couple years ago. Mike Duke, who was then our CEO, announced that we would increase sourcing from women-owned businesses over the next 5 years to the tune of $20 billion. We wanted to empower more women through training, market access, and career opportunities. Our target is programs that will help 60,000 women in factories that supply products to Walmart and other retailers. Job training and education, 200,000 women's our target internationally. Increasing gender diversity among major suppliers and service providers. So any firm we deal with that has over $1 billion in sales, we want them to increase that group's representation on Walmart accounts. And lastly, through philanthropic giving, we're promoting programs that will help in excess of 60,000 women in factories here in the United States. So clearly, we are focused on women and a women's initiative. We recognize that that's the staying power in our stores. Women shop in our stores, men shop, but primarily it's women making those decisions, right? And so we focus on women. It's an important part of our industry and retail, and we're going to continue to give them the support that they need. So recently, you would have seen that Walmart made a huge announcement in what we believe is going to be huge in investing capital in America. We call it our American Manufacturing Initiative, and we're very, very proud that over the next 10 years, Walmart is focused on investing $250 billion in products made here in America. That program will culminate. Thank you. That program will culminate 10 years from now with a $50 billion spend, and incrementally, from an accumulation standpoint, over the 10 years, be $250 billion. We're very, very proud that we are providing jobs for Americans. We're sourcing more near term here in America. I've got a quick video that I want you to watch that kind of talks about the program. Can we roll the program or the video?
At one time, I made things, and I took pride in the things I made. And my belts whirred, and my engines cranked. I opened my doors to all, and together we filled pallets and trucks. I was mighty. And then one day, the gears stopped turning. But I'm still here, and I believe I will rise again. And we will build things, and build families, and build dreams. It's time to get back to what America does best. Because work is a beautiful thing.
So we are extremely proud of the program, and for those manufacturers out there, we invite you to join us in our journey to help invest capital in America. Stay tuned, more to come. There's open calls that are scheduled here in the next couple months in Bentonville, where we will invite suppliers in. We will bring in sourcing experts, government officials, and we'll try to link all of this together so that we can continue investing in America. And speaking of investing in America, I'm very happy today that we are joined by Doug Tingle and his team at 1888 Mills. Is Doug out there? There he is. Hey, Doug. So Doug was one of the first manufacturers to jump on this program. 1888 Mills is out of Griffin, Georgia. They make towels for us. He's increased his production by 24% since he joined onto the program. They're expanding. They're looking to build another plant. And I was with Doug last week in Orlando, Florida, where he was awarded one of our suppliers of the year for Walmart. So help me congratulate him on that, but also help me thank him for investing in America. Thank you, Doug. So accelerating diversity and inclusion is very important in our company. We've been on a journey for the last 50 plus years, supporting and accelerating diversity. People of color represent 36% of our workforce, and you see the stats over the last 5 years of what we've done in terms of increasing representation at the leadership levels in our store management group. Sustainability, we believe at Walmart that we have an opportunity, but more importantly, a responsibility to lead on social issues that really matter to our associates and to our customers, and sustainability is one of those areas. So our aspirational goals are to be 100% supplied by renewable energy. We want to create zero waste, and we want to sell products that sustain people and the environment. And to that end, I want to show you our concept vehicle. I love that picture. Collaboration with many, many, many vendors. We've developed this concept vehicle that we believe is going to be exciting for the transportation industry. Advanced aerodynamics, as you can see. The trailer is almost exclusively carbon fiber, which makes it about 4,000 pounds lighter. The prototype, it is an advanced engine powertrain full-size sleeper. There's more to come. And you're one of the first to kind of see this out here. They didn't want me to show anybody this because we're gonna kind of wow this at the Mid-America Truck Show. And I said, I'm going to Georgia. I want to show them this concept vehicle. So I'm pretty proud of this thing. But more to come. But obviously from sustainment standpoint, we're going to move the industry great strides with this level of technology. So since we've been on this journey, we've eliminated nearly 253 million empty miles out of our network, which is equivalent of reducing our intake of diesel by 39 million gallons. We've removed nearly 400,000 metric tons of CO2. All said and told, it'd be the equivalent of removing 77,000 cars off of our highways. So pretty proud of what we've done in the space of sustainability. So I'm going to switch gears here, and I'd like to kind of share a couple of examples with you when you start talking about the complexities of this supply chain and how the global footprint is playing a bigger role at Walmart, as I'm certain it is in your companies as well. It's no longer a matter of domestic distribution. It's truly global now, right? It's truly global. So let's talk about a couple examples very quickly. Asia, China. So you will recognize that brand, you Walmart shoppers, as Oak Leaf, which is our house brand, private label wine, right? That you can buy in Walmart stores. If you haven't had it, it's very good. I've had it, so if you haven't, try it. But that wine is now being sold in China. And so the distribution network extends, again, beyond domestic. Next, Japan. So here's an example where a private brand, another private brand, because one of the things that you find is in leveraging across the globe, having a private label obviously gives you leverage and advantage. And so here's an example of where we are selling great value chips in Japan. And here's the interesting piece. The great value chips are made in Canada and being shipped to Japan. North America, Mexico, again, a private brand opportunity where we sought to expand cheese in the Mexican market. So we're shipping temperature-controlled U.S. to Mexico. Okay, so that complexity is added when you think about now temperature control. South America, Brazil. So we're leveraged wine that we had available in South Africa into Brazil. So we know that countries like Portugal and Brazil are known for wines, and we're now shipping great South African brands across the globe to include in Brazil. South America, Chile, great value. You recognize that brand again? We're now leveraging and selling frozen food made in the U.S. in Chile. So again, temperature control adds complexity to the supply chain. And here's the greatest example that I could give you, and one that it always wows me, and it's apples. So we know in the great state of Washington, they produce a lot of apples, right? Well, if you don't know, they do. And so when you look at the supply chain and you think about leveraging quantity, we're now able to buy full crops in Washington state and ship them to all corners of the world. So you can be in the United Kingdom, you can be in Brazil, Costa Rica, Canada, or Mexico, and receive apples that are produced in Washington state. The interesting thing about this example is buying that full crop and increasing domestic production has helped us to actually waste less because we utilize the entire crop now. Before, we just utilized what was for domestic, and now we buy the whole crop, and what's culled, we turn into apple juice and things like that. And so it really is an example of where the supply chain led the decision, and it's kind of driven efficiency through the food network. So it's a great, great example. Our distribution center network, I just want to introduce you to that because we've got 172 distribution centers around the country. Regional distribution centers that you would typically know would be distributing what you know as general merchandise, grocery to temperature controlled and fresh produce. Our import network, not many people realize that we have a pharmacy network as well, that medicine's got to get there somehow to Walmart stores, and we have pharmacy DCs around the country that distribute that. We have fashion distribution centers that really kind of distribute the clothing and shoes that we have in our stores. We have printing and mailing distribution centers that rival the U.S. postal system in terms of the volume of mail that's serviced through them. We have e-commerce distribution centers, as well as fixture distribution centers that distribute the supplies we use to make and build our stores. So we're utilizing in this network, this vast network across the United States, we're leveraging truckload, less than truckload, rail, small package, the full service spectrum of things to maximize this efficiency. So I'm not smart enough to figure all of this out. So I've employed folks and partners like MIT. And in partnership with folks that have innovations groups, we've developed tools that help us maximize this efficiency because it's no longer for us old logisticians, it's more than just stubby pencil drill now, right? We're talking complexity. And so we've invited those types of individuals to participate and collaborate with us to help develop those tools that have helped us be more efficient. Fortunately for Walmart, the supply chain has always had a big role. Sam Walton recognized many years ago that having our own drivers and having this distribution network was a competitive advantage for the company. And since Sam Walton's passing in 1992, we've been very fortunate to have many great CEOs, two of which led our logistics division. But to give you perspective on the importance that this bloodline plays at Walmart, recently Mike Duke announced his retirement, and I think everyone saw that in the news. Our CEO, Doug McMillon, took over the reins, and on his first day in the job at Walmart, Doug could have done almost anything in the world, right? I just showed you we're everywhere. What Doug did on his first day as CEO is he hopped in a truck, rode with drivers, and visited stores. Now that demonstrates an absolute commitment to the work that we do in the supply chain, and I was pretty proud of that. So here's what it comes down to. Building capabilities to deliver the full assortment. So whether it's a supercenter, a neighborhood market, a Walmart Express that I've talked about, or even Walmart to go, our job in supply chain is to ensure we get it there. We're shipping pallets to Sam's Club. We're shipping cases to Walmart stores. And we're shipping eaches on .com. And we're integrating all of those different methods and maximizing efficiency and having fun to boot. It's all about taking care of customers. And in the name of innovation, that's what we're focused on at Walmart. I talked about the cheer, and I'll end with the cheer. The Walmart cheer, while some folks think it's a little hokey, it's a lot of fun. But here's the thing that it does. It ties us all together as a family. So whether you're in China, Brazil, Mexico, or Canada, everyone identifies with the cheer. And the last word in that cheer is, who's number one? And the response is, the customer always who. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your attention. And I think we have time for a couple questions.
Thank you, Kevin. That was fantastic.
You bet.
Thank you very much. We actually have some time for questions. Same routine as before. We should have mic runners out here if there's any questions for Kevin. Aubrey? I can hear you, so I'll repeat your question. Go ahead.
Kevin, why are you not in Australia?
Why is Kevin not in Australia?
That's a great question.
It's an interesting question.
I'm a supply chain, I just do logistics. I don't talk about where we plan stores, but I'll check on that.
Any other questions? I have a couple. Just a question. You talked about the ground transportation network. I was just curious on air cargo. Is there any sort of air cargo? What does air cargo role play with Walmart?
Yes. We have partners. We have great partners at Walmart. I spoke to one earlier. Where's Ray with UPS? Ray, I saw you out here somewhere. But the UPS team is out here, and they do some Air Force.
Yeah.
All modes. So my group is responsible for the procurement of all the carriage for Walmart, whether it be air, ocean, rail, truckload, less than truckload, small package, full service, whatever it takes to get the job done, service our customers. We're engaged in that medium.
Regardless of mode.
Regardless of mode.
Anyone else? We have some time for more questions. Yes, ma'am.
The question was natural gas.
Yeah.
And so we are engaged in various levels of pilots using all different alternative fuels. Most of that's proprietary based on relationships we have with those vendors. But rest assured that we'll be at the forefront of that development, and we have things going on in all over the country right now with all different types of alternative fuels.
Who's next?
I think we got one right here.
Please. Yes.
She asked if we expect products made in the USA that will have a higher price tag.
We expect them to have a higher price.
Absolutely not. That's one of the great things about this program is there's a net win across the board for everyone. And so our focus is maximizing the efficiency of the supply chain and making it closer to where it's consumed. So we anticipate that we won't have higher prices. Our customers always come first, right? And so when you think about this initiative, there's a win for our customer first, there's a win for Walmart, and then there's a win for America. And so when you look at this initiative, it's a win-win.
Anyone else? In the back? I can't hear you, I can tell you right now. So. If you have questions, just keep your hands raised so I can point you out. So until your arm gets tired, you can switch.
My question is, do you see Walmart trucks competing with UPS and FedEx, working with non-Walmart manufacturers?
Will Walmart trucks compete with UPS and FedEx for moving products?
No, we don't compete. We're in partnership. UPS and FedEx are great partners of ours, and they supplement our fleet all the time. It's that partnership that enables us to provide this smooth and efficient supply chain, and that's all in our model. Those third-party carriers are absolutely necessary, and so there's no competition there. They complement our network.
Who's next? In the back. Yes.
Who do you view as your biggest competitor?
What was the question?
Say that again?
Who do you view as your biggest competitor?
Who's the biggest competitor to Walmart?
Who's the biggest competitor? Right now it's the weather, but...
Next question.
We'll just leave it at that.
All right.
Hey, hold on a second. I'm a fellow West Point grad from Target. You can't answer with that.
See, and so that's not fair because I knew that was Steve back there from Target. So.
See?
Go ahead, Kevin.
See, there's one in every crowd, right?
That's a weak answer, Kevin.
We learn a lot from Target.
What do you learn from Target, Kevin?
So, honestly, here's what I will tell you, though. The competitive landscape is tough in retail, right? But you can learn something from everyone. And Mr. Sam taught us to always go in looking for ways to improve the business. So we frequent our competitors and we benchmark, and they help us get better. We oftentimes say our best stores are where the competition is the stiffest, because it makes us better. So we welcome competition because it does actually make us better.
Good answer. Anyone else? Over there? Oh, that's a camera being raised. Yes, to the right.
Hi, Brian Boston from CL Services. I was wondering, is Walmart required to, or does Walmart maintain a large number of SmartWay certified carriers or 3PL brokerage?
Does Walmart maintain
SmartWay certified truckers and partners?
Yes, we do participate in the program with our third-party suppliers. We have a great base of suppliers and of transportation suppliers, and as you might imagine, with the volume of loads that we transport, it's pretty diverse and it's pretty huge. And we have a carrier relations group that benchmarks different metrics every week to ensure that the third-party providers that we are in collaboration with maintain the highest standards of the industry. So whether it be CSA ratings, et cetera, the answer is yes.
We've got a few more minutes. Anyone else? Yes, sir.
Question, as the back room becomes more important and the stores become de facto distribution centers, have the back rooms now been shifted to report to the supply chain instead of to the stores themselves?
That's a very good question.
That's a good question.
And so right now, in one of our distribution centers, you know, the quality, the accuracy of what we do is just unbelievable, right? And in terms of us being able to locate product in, the stores have a ways to go, and so we're working with them and helping them as part of the team get better at that. So number of initiatives, internal initiatives underway right now to improve backroom flow, and we as the supply chain logisticians, the experts in the company, are helping the stores realize the things that they can do to get better at that. So that's a great question.
Yes, sir.
In your backhaul initiative with your fleet, how much of it supports the Walmart supply chain versus out for hire?
Okay, so someone's going to have to help me with the question again. I didn't get it.
How much of your private fleet supports your overall supply chain compared to your outsourced transportation services that you use?
Our private fleet is mainly responsible for what we call outbound service. So outbound would be from our distribution center to the store. And then they pick up the backhauls that come back into our distribution center, and then they go back out. The inbound piece, obviously, is that piece that comes in from suppliers, but that is about half sourced out to third parties, and about half our fleet does. Does that answer your question? No? No.
One over here, yeah.
Of the backhaul, it is on, of the backhaul initiative, that you've increased your backhaul miles, how much of that is going to your Walmart suppliers and bringing your product back versus going out into the market for hire? Does that make sense?
So help me, Paige.
So the private fleet portion of the backhaul, specifically the backhaul portion.
Correct.
You talked about reducing empty miles, and maybe that was part of it. You use your private fleet. How much of the private fleet do you use for backhaul?
They do about 50%.
About 50%.
Our private fleet
right?
does about half of our backhauls. Our private fleet does third-party business, yes. Yes, okay.
Where?
Yes, I have a group in Bentonville that works on third-party business, so that is a piece of what we do, absolutely. For how much? Let's talk afterwards.
You need his business card.
Mr. Mr. Duke, about 5 months ago,
Please.
I believe he went to China, made an announcement that Walmart in another few years would do 70% of its business with companies or suppliers that are involved with the sustainability index or improving sustainability. And so I just want to make sure how accurate was that and how committed is Walmart to that statement that Mr. Duke made several months ago.
Try that one more time, sir. I missed that too.
Mr. Duke, he was in China about 5 months ago and made an announcement that Walmart was going to do 70% of its business with suppliers that were involved with sustainability or involved that sustainability index. And so I was wondering, where does that stand now? And is that something that Walmart is actually planning to do?
I don't have those stats with me today, but certainly from a sustainability standpoint, we want to partner with folks that view it the same way as we do. But I don't have that specificity of what percent with me or where that's trending.
Any other questions? We have one in the back. I see you waving, sir.
Is there another question?
Yeah, he's getting his mic on. It should be on, sir.
Does Walmart have for minority companies?
Does Walmart work with minority companies?
Yes. We have a supplier diversity program. We can get you some more information on that. Come see me. But we have a team that works on developing our supplier base from a minority standpoint. So the short answer to your question is yes, and we can get you some more information. Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you for your time. Let's have another round of applause for Kevin Jones.
Thank you.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed the summit, and we're just about done. We've got one more important thing. If you liked what you saw this year, wait till you see what we got next year. March 31st and April 1st, go ahead and mark your calendars. You can't leave your stuff here this year, but we're going to be in the same venue, same place, with just as good speakers that we've always provided for you over the past 6 years. So mark this on your calendar, and you'll probably see an email or two from me over the next year or so. So to wrap things up, I'm going to get out of the way here so you can see all these room numbers. We've decided this year to provide, there's a lot of different things that are important to your supply chains, to your companies. And it was hard to put a panel on stage and cover all those needs and those interests. So this year, what we've done is we created a series of expert sessions, and you recognize all the brands, I'm sure. You heard our lunch sponsor talk about their session around selling family-owned or closely held logistics business, the M&A side of things. Change, adapt, and innovate from the technology side of C.H. Robinson, elevating your supply chain from the back room to the boardroom. We heard Kevin talk a little bit about that as well. Cloud-based transportation management systems, the cloud is a huge part, and we're going to have Descartes here to talk about that in room 401. Fortna is going to be giving a description and overview of same-day fulfillment strategies to build a competitive advantage for your supply chain, no matter what you do, and they're going to be in room 405. And then last but not least, the UPS group, more of what matters, UPS and sustainability, their chief sustainability officer is with us, and they're going to be in room 406. And I'm told that UPS has a giveaway that they're giving for all the attendees, some sort of sustainability package that Ray Robach was supposed to give me details on. So I'm just going to tease you all and say that there's a great giveaway in that room as well. So please, give yourselves a round of applause for coming this year. Thank you so much for having us. These rooms are downstairs, just where the breakout sessions were this morning. They will start in about 10 minutes. So please go ahead and take everything with you and meet downstairs in those breakout rooms in the session you want to see. Thank you so much for coming.